Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this tutorial, we will talk about the fatty acid metabolism. The metabolism actually breakdown or synthesis of biomolecules within living organisms in sake of gain or loss of heat. And then now we will talk about fatty acid. Fatty acid actually a long chain hydrocarbons contain a two parts. The long chain hydrocarbon part is actually a hydrophobic part, but carboxylate end of the fatty acid is actually a hydrophilic polar nature, and both nature of fatty acid make them special for within a biomolecule. Fatty acids have four important role. The first role of the fatty acid is very important, act as a fuel molecule. What is meant that why they are acting as a fuel molecule? The fatty acid acting as a fuel molecule because fatty acids are breakdown and produce a high energy yielding molecule that is known as ATP during a fasting or exercising conditions. Number two, structural role of the fatty acid. Fatty acid play a vital structural role. It means that they are important member of the plasma membrane as a phospholipids. Fatty acids also become manipulate with the protein and make their function in diversity. They play a vital role for modification of the protein functions. They also used to build the hormones and other messenger molecules. These are actually introduction of the fatty acid. Actually, a fatty acid metabolism is the breakdown of the fatty acids and synthesis of the fatty acids. These two processes are reversed to each other. Breakdown of fatty acid and synthesis of fatty acid. First of all, we will discuss how fatty acids are break down in their metabolites. Let me discuss. Breakdown of fatty acids have four main steps. The first step is oxidation. It's mean extraction of electron. The second step is hydration. It's mean addition of the water molecule in the chain of fatty acids. Number three, again oxidation of fatty acid take place, and after second oxidation, the last step is the cleavage. The cleavage step is repeated again and again until the fatty acids are converted into their monomers. The long chains are converted into their monomers. These four steps make a cycle of the fatty acid breakdown, like oxidation, hydration, oxidation again, and cleavage. Let me clear what is oxidative process, why we called it as a oxidative process. We called it as a oxidative process due to the extraction of electron, and during oxidation a sigma bond is cleaved and shortening of the fatty acid chain. Let me clear from here now. This is actually a general molecule of the activated fatty acid. Enzyme is attached with it and make it activate, and after activation oxidation take place. Oxidation take place at this point, and this point one hydrogen from this carbon and one hydrogen from this carbon has been extracted, and the double bond is created where the extraction of electron take place. Due to extraction of electron, this molecule is converted into the double molecule, that is one is a pi molecule, and this pi molecule is again here hydration is occur. What is hydration? I actually told you hydration is actually addition of the water molecule. The addition of the water molecule take place at this step. This water molecule shunting here alcoholic group or OH group. Here we introduce the OH group, and the double bond is converted into a single bond, and after that hydration, again second step of oxidation take place. In the second step of the oxidation, this hydroxyl group is removed, and these hydrogen groups are removed, and the carbonyl group were introduced into the chain of the fatty acid. These two carbonyl group are very important during the cleavage. The cleavage of fatty acid molecule take place in the presence of the acetyl-CoA, and this CoA molecule help to cleave this carbonyl containing fatty acid, and this carbonyl containing fatty acid are converted into the acyl group and acetyl group. Here two groups are formed, and the breakdown of the fatty acids take place during this general process until all chain molecule are converted into the two carbon containing acyl group, or one carbon containing acyl group and acetyl group. These two groups are very important. The acetyl group, why acetyl group is very important? Again, look here, look at them. The acetyl group is very important because it goes back to the citric acid cycle and start the citric acid cycle, and citric acid cycle used to regenerate the ATP molecule. Let me clear again. The activated fatty acid molecule is oxidation take place, and the two hydrogen molecules are extracted from here, and after that hydration take place of the fatty acid chain. After hydration, these fatty acids are hydrated and alcoholic group is introduced and make it more polar. This nature against oxidation take place, and OH group is removed and carbonyl group is introduced, and after cleavage in the presence of acetyl-CoA, this carbonyl containing compound is converted into the acyl and acetyl units. These acyl and acetyl units have fates. I told you before, oxidation release acetyl-CoA unit. This may enter into the citric acid cycle for production of the ATP. And after that we will discuss what is a synthesis. The synthesis is actually a reversible process of the breakdown. Synthesis is actually reversible to the breakdown, as in breakdown molecule, major chain of the fatty acid molecule is converted into a units, small units, and in synthesis small units build up the fatty acid molecule. And let me discuss how they build acetyl unit or acyl units. When the ATP molecule ATP level is going to high or exceed in a cell, then acetyl units are not further converted into the ATP, and energy is stored by converting them into the fatty acid. This energy, which is stored in our adipose tissue in the form of lipids or the fats or the fatty acid, this energy used in very in very harsh condition, like during exercise, during extraordinary physical work, or during fasting condition. How these small units are converted into the fatty acid units, like activated acyl unit and malonyl units are rejoined. The last step of the breakdown is the cleavage, and the first step of the synthesis is the condensation, that is opposite to the breakdown. During the conversion, the carbonyl group are built up and the chain is reshaped. Malonyl unit and activated acyl unit are rejoined to form condensed to form carbonyl groups in a chain, and this carbonyl group are going to reduce, and reduction take place. In breakdown, oxidation take place. The oxidation mean extraction of electron, and here reduction mean is addition of electron, and addition of electron take place around the carbonyl group, first carbonyl group, and due to addition reduction of the double bond into the single bond take place, and after this reduction the water molecule is removed from the chain. OH group and H group are introduced to break down, hydrogen group are introduced to break down this double bond and converted them into the hydroxyl group or alcoholic group. This alcoholic group containing molecule are now dehydrated. In breakdown, we convert into the hydrated molecule. Hydration take place to make it more polar, and after that carbonyl step take place. But in synthesis the reaction is reversible and mirror image to that, and here dehydration take place and water molecule is removed from the chain, and finally second step of reduction take place, and after removal of the OH group the double bond is created. Now the reduction again take place, addition of the electron take place at this step, and this double bond is converted into the sigma bond, and this single sigma bond is merely converted into activated fatty acid, and the chain of the fatty acid built up with one by one of this